Welcome back to our channel. In this video, I'm going to share all of our monthly expenses accrued from our second month in Vietnam, which included 8 nights in Da Nang and 23 nights in Nha Trang. We hope this will give you an idea of what it costs for a couple to travel full-time in Vietnam. You can check out our budget video for the previous month, where we covered our expenses from Hanoi, Ha Long Bay, Ninh Bình, and Da Nang. We started the month in the coastal city of Da Nang, where we've been staying since early April. Our Airbnb was pretty small, but was a good value at $193.04 for the 8 nights that we stayed there during May. From Da Nang, we took the hour and 15-minute flight down to Nha Trang, another coastal town. Our Airbnb was in a high-rise condo right across the street from the beach with an excellent view of the coast. It was a great apartment, although we had one issue I'll discuss later. The 23 nights we stayed there in May came to a total of $496.12. For housing for the month of May was a ridiculously affordable $689.16 or $11.12 per person per night. For our travel costs, we just had the short flight from Da Nang to Nha Trang on Vietnam Airlines, which was $181. We utilized Grab for a number of rides during our stays, including from our Airbnb to the airport in Da Nang and our ride up to Bana Hills outside of Da Nang. Our total expenditures for the month on Grab were $42.25. Our other transportation costs included the payment to our driver for the ride from Bana Hills back to Da Nang and a tip to the driver for our trip from Nha Trang Airport to Airbnb, which is complimentary thanks to our Airbnb host. Our total monthly travel costs totaled $238.26 or an average of $3.84 per person per day. For our food and dining, we ate out or ordered food in using Grab for almost every meal, which is incredibly affordable in Vietnam. For the month, we spent a total of $1,439.44 on dining out. We did some grocery shopping for breakfast items and snacks, which came to $239.72. So our total food and dining for the month was $1,679.16, or an average of $27.08 per person per day. We did take a couple of tours, as we like to do, including a snorkeling trip to Hon Tam Island in Nha Trang Bay, and an excursion to go hiking and swimming at Ba Ho Waterfalls. The total cost of the 2 tours, which we booked through Viator, was $113.24. We visited Bana Hills, which is just outside of Da Nang, where the admission fee for the park was $73.34 for the 2 of us. We also visited Marble Mountain in Da Nang and Po Nagar Temple in Nha Trang, which came with entrance fees that totaled $5.39. Our other costs for entertainment were for beach chair rentals in Da Nang, the fee to use the pool at our Airbnb in Nha Trang, tips to our tour guides, and a fee to use a public bathroom. These amounted to $26.93. As I mentioned, there was an issue with our Airbnb in Nha Trang, which had horrible construction noise going on throughout the building. Our host did her best to rectify the situation, including offered to refund us, but since we really liked the Airbnb and the construction was scheduled to end soon, which it didn't, we decided to go ahead and use our IHG points to book a 4-night getaway at the Intercontinental Nha Trang just down the street. It has an amazing pool, and we were looking forward to lounging around and enjoying poolside food service and the sun. Since we used points that we purchased through 100% bonus with our IHG card, and because of the affordability of accommodations in Vietnam, the 4-night stay was only 65,000 points, and the points that we used only cost us $325. The reason we put this under entertainment is because we did already have an accommodation, which we chose to keep despite the construction, so we treated this as something that we did for enjoyment rather than another stay. And it was a phenomenal hotel and a great value with our points. Our total cost for entertainment for the month was $543.90, or per person daily average of $8.77. Our discretionary category was fairly low again for the month. We had the usual medications and toiletries that we purchased at pharmacies, which came to $31.43. We also purchased a few clothing items, which totaled $78.04, and Dana got a pedicure, which was $13.47. The total for all these expenses came to $122.94, or $1.98 per person per day. Lastly, let's take a look at our recurring monthly costs, which are pretty consistent. Our health insurance premium with Cigna Global was $383.50. Our storage unit in the US was $121, and our self-loan plan was $181.87. We did decide to cancel our Netflix for the time being due to the price increase, so our subscriptions for our other streaming services totaled $96.51. The total for our recurring monthly cost was $782.88. We continue to enjoy how affordable Vietnam is, and saw our monthly expenses at the lowest monthly total for the year at $4,057.07, or $65.44 per person per day. Now I'll compare this month's expenses to the previous 4 months of the year, which have been spent entirely in Southeast Asia. Our accommodations for this month were the most affordable that we've ever had. We had great Airbnbs, minus the construction noise, and got great value for the places we stayed, coming in at a whopping 66% below our monthly average. We saw our travel expenses drop for the month by 78%. This was because we only had the one flight from Da Nang to Nha Trang, and because of the affordability of ride sharing in Vietnam. Our food costs were almost the exact same as the previous month in Vietnam, even though we dined out or ordered food for almost every meal. They were just a slight bit below our monthly average in total. Our entertainment expenses did rise by 49% over the previous months, which is mostly from the cost of the points to stay at the Intercontinental Hotel. In the other expenses category, we saw our expenses drop by 124%, which can be attributed to the lower costs in Vietnam, and because the monthly average is skewed because of the extensive health screenings we had done in February when we were in Kuala Lumpur. Even if we removed the health screenings though, the costs were down 72% over the previous monthly average. Our recurring expenses also went down slightly by just over 5.5%. These costs are normal and in line with our monthly average. Overall, our monthly expenses for this month were down by nearly 27% compared to the previous 4 months. Vietnam has continued to be one of the most affordable places that we've visited, while not sacrificing any of the features that make our stays in a country enjoyable. Next month's cost breakdown will cover the rest of our stay in Vietnam, including more time in Nha Trang, a trip to the island of Phu Quoc, and then to Ho Chi Minh City. We'll be ending our month by going to Singapore and then to Istanbul, Turkey. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can see future episodes of our full-time travel costs.